We are back with another video update in the garage. You guys aren't going to see this car much longer here because Porsche Mainline is coming to pick it up. It's going in for its annual service. No, I'm not getting rid of it. Although the last video we talked about what's next, you know, maybe a GT4 RS, you know, is coming, but you know, we don't know yet. Bottom line is the car's not even announced officially yet by Porsche. There's plenty of spy photos, plenty of shots at this point of it going around the ring, so one can assume that it's coming. The question is, will I get an allocation? But my good friend Jesse over at Porsche said, you know what, I'm gonna drop something off for you to take the place of this for the next couple days, probably about a week. Now, one would say it's total polar opposite of this car, but in typical Porsche fashion, it's a beast, and it is, well, it's an electric beast. So you guys will see that here. I'm gonna run outside and you'll see what we got coming. We've got a Taycan. I am looking forward to this. If you guys aren't familiar with this car, all electric Porsche, and it is quick. So we'll get it off the truck here, pull it in, get my car loaded up, and we'll dive more into it. Look at this. Not a lot of room back there, but still plenty. GT4 is going in for annual service and a couple inspection items, get it all cleaned up, but we'll have fun with the Taycan for a couple days, that's for sure. Not that you guys have seen much of my office before, but figured I'd give you a little bit of an office layout. Don't mind the boss right there. But yeah, redid the office with my new gig. I'm working from home pretty much full time. I've always been able to work from home. But the new gig, just it's 100% at home, so I redid the office, make it a little more comfortable to be in it pretty much half of the day. You can kind of see, I'll step back here and just kind of show you, don't mind the chaos over here yet, but my desk, this long desk used to be right here, and I would sit here looking that way, but with a window in the background, it can mess with the camera settings. But I got a little kind of credenza. This will get cleaned up and out of the way, but in these three bins, you know, I've got miscellaneous cables, and I've got peripherals, and then this is just miscellaneous hardware and equipment. I've got a Cisco switch, I gotta plug that in and get that going, and then a chair, just if I wanted to come over here and sit down and work, but Luna has taken over that. That's why the blanket's here, but you know, get a pretty good view of TV, whatever. Got a new end table, all the hardware, the goods are down there. Lego fan, if you guys can't figure that out. UCS TIE Fighter GT3 RS. I always have the TV on during the day. I used to have a 49-inch curved monitor here, but since getting that, I just don't have room, and this is a 6-foot wide desk. So still, that's a big enough monitor. 38-inch curved. Everything goes into a dock. Got a side table over here that just house some other stuff. I like to keep a pretty clean workspace, so you can see. Got a big video endpoint. It's a Desk Pro, we call it. This allows me, I'm in meetings all day. WebEx meetings, it's tied to me, it's phenomenal. Camera, everything, and then my main workspace. And then around back, you'll see I've got my two laptops. Here I've got my personal 16-inch MacBook Pro and then my work 16-inch MacBook Pro, and I can just move this cable over to be able to switch back and forth if I want. Yeah, anyways, back to the car content. Wanted to get the car out. Ben wanted to go shoot the car, but let me just show you an overview of how it looks. This car, I think from a design standpoint, there's a lot of people that they hate it, they love it. Now, ignore the wheels on this, right? Just pretend the wheels aren't on this, because I got like the grandpa wheels on here, which really aren't that bad, but compared to like the Turbo S wheels, because this is the Taycan 4S, the wheels are so ignore that. That's easily, you know, swappable. But look at this thing. You know, Ben's got the hatch up, just ignore, but I think it's a beautiful car. I love, especially the front end, and then when Ben puts the hatch down, I'll show you in the rear. It is just, it's a good looking car. And this front end, I love this part of the headlights, how it comes up, and then you have all the aero ducting in there. And I love the recess in the hood, kind of like a GT3 RS. But look at that, you can kind of see some 918 cues in there, some styling, but yeah. Just took Ben for a spin. What do you think?
Smooth.
It doesn't feel like a heavy battery-powered, you know, electric car.
It does not.
I mean, it helps that it accelerates like a freaking maniac.
Feels like a spaceship, man.
Well, if you've been to Hershey Park, I tell people, if you've been to Hershey Park, it's like the Storm Runner when you take off, when it uses magnets to take off. But I guess Cedar Point has what? The top fuel dragster. It's kind of like that. And it's at any speed. Like we were going 60 down the highway and you stomp it and it's up to 100. It's crazy. I love the cues in the Porsche, how it's kind of this clear, almost 3D printed logo. I love all the design cue in here. Just it's a good looking car. I really, you know, if you guys didn't like it when it came out, I suggest you go to a dealer and try to look at one. I also like kind of, it seems like it's a wide car. I guess I shouldn't say it seems, it is a wide car. I mean, it's definitely got some booty going on there, but all in all, awesome car. Let me show you the interior. I'll come in on over this side. So door handles pop out. The door handles feel like just a piece of gold, like a brick of gold. They're just heavy door handles. Everything's nice. Even in here, like the door handle here, this is like a billet. And it just, very well done, typical Porsche as you would expect. Obviously the price tag commands a lot of these expectations. Pretty basic from an interior, you know, you don't have the big Tesla displays. You've got, most of your display comes up in here, so car detail and everything, that's touchscreen. And then you have a lot of your basic controls down here. Rear, as you can see, you know, it's not like the Raptor, but you got plenty of space. Enough space. I mean, I'll hop in here. I am not the tallest dude in the world, but I've got enough space to put my feet, you know, extend a little bit. But it's definitely, you know, little kids, absolutely. Long car ride, you probably get a little tired, but get the big pano roof here. Extends all the way back. I'll give you a kind of a view up here. I love the steering wheel, and then you have the big display, the big dash behind there. And I'll go up there in a second and show you that. But very, just, it's simple. I got no instructions with this car, and I figured it out, which says a lot. A lot of people can be intimidated by these things. I think the most interesting and awkward thing is you just get in the car and you can put it in drive. You don't have to start the car or anything. It's just weird. And you don't know when the car started or not, or what. So getting used to that has been definitely a learning curve. You can see, here you go. Super intuitive. You can see, you all know we're in Harrisburg here on City Island, but nice little G meter up front there. This thing's got almost 1,200 miles on it. You still get a normal range like you would till empty with gas. It's just you plug it in, and then there's a little bit of your EV, your voltage, your battery life remaining. And what's cool is you can go over here to vehicle, and this has kind of like adjustable suspension, so you can change the chassis height. So we have it in low right now for photos, obviously, but you know, the car will lift up and down, and then you know, you have all your drive modes. You got chassis mode, Sport Plus, energy, kind of recuperation, auto. So you can customize all of, you know, that layout. Sport and in low is awesome. And you also have lift too. If you see the chassis height, you can lift the car too, just in case you need to get up over a speed bump or anything. But super intuitive, really nice layout. Like I said, I hopped in and just figured it out. I'll let you know how it goes when I charge it, but the charger's in the back there. It's as simple as really plugging it in, and you know, it's got like a fuel door cap, and you just plug in and go. So pretty sweet. It's hard for me to explain the acceleration. I'll try to get Ben maybe to film a little bit when we're driving back. But I laughed for the first 10 minutes of driving this. I just laughed the entire time. And I've been in a lot of cool cars, a lot of fast cars, and usually, you know, it takes a lot to impress me in a car, and I didn't have any words other than just to laugh. Like, my mind just didn't know what to do, and I just kept laughing, and my right foot kept going down. So definitely a fun experience. If you guys have been in Teslas, pretty similar to like that. This feels a little lighter than a Tesla, which I like, you know, as being a sports car guy. Huge shout out to Porsche, the main line. If you guys are in the area, Philadelphia, Westchester, Pennsylvania, even far away, give them a shout. They take care of my GT4. They take care of all my cars. Their sister dealership with McLaren Philadelphia, as you guys know, big McLaren fan here, had one. And McLaren Philly always took care of me, and the guys over at Porsche Mainline always do as well. So definitely go check them out. It's ridiculous. The game is try not to have your head hit the back of the seat.
Yeah, really.
Like that's 39 miles an hour. You're gonna hear a lot of quirky laughing in this video because it's just like you can't help but laugh. Here's what gets me about this car. You know you're in an electric vehicle because it doesn't make any sound, and the way it accelerates, the way it just, no matter what speed you're going, you stomp it and go. So mentally you're like, I'm in an electric car. But with this car, especially this car, it doesn't feel like it's this heavy tank of a vehicle. It turns in really well. It doesn't feel heavy. Would you say it feels remotely like an electric car at all? No, it doesn't. So your mind is going like this back and forth because you know there's no, you know, powerful engine sound. There's just this kind of UFO spaceship sound with this instant torque, instant power that you associate with an electric car, but then it doesn't handle like an electric vehicle in terms of turn in or anything. It handles like a Porsche. I mean, there's nobody else that can do that. Back at the house, as you can see, the Taycan's gone. GT4's back. Definitely a smaller footprint in here. It was getting a little crammed with the Raptor and the wide Taycan in here, but I had the car for about 10 days and I drove it a lot. I really enjoyed driving it. I had to readjust again, going from the Raptor daily driver back down to a low, you know, quick Porsche. But, you know, a couple things off the bat. I think the car is amazing. I think the car is just, it's like you would expect with any pretty much electric car. Really quick, really fast. The price point for the Porsche is a little high. I get that, but you know, if you look at a Tesla, or if you've ever been in a Tesla, the build quality is just not there. You can tell where the R&D is and where the time and the money is spent for a Tesla. It's the autopilot, it's the tech. It's not the fit and finish. You know, so Porsche, you step back and you configure one of these, and you configure a Turbo S, and then you start really getting up there in price, is you don't only get the speed and everything, but you just get Porsche build quality. The car is just built like a tank. It's solid. You close the door, it closes like a 700-pound thud on the door. The handles, everything you saw in the video, just the layout and the materials and the qualities, you just gotta feel it. You're not gonna get that feel on a Tesla. So you're paying for that. You're paying for a car that doesn't really even feel like an electric car. You drive it, you take it really on its backwards, put it in Sport Plus mode, and it doesn't feel like an electric car. You have that instant torque, right, when you're coming out of the corner and you get back on throttle, but in terms of the way it handles the body roll, everything, you get that road feel, and it just translates really well. It's typical Porsche, just as you would expect with any Porsche. The only caveat that I have and that I found, and I'll call it out in this video, is, you know, in my garage here, I don't have electric cars, so my house isn't built to charge an electric car. So I had to use the standard 120, you know, wall outlet, and it took like 14, 15 hours to charge the battery, like 8-9%. So you're looking at, you know, a week to fully charge the thing. Thankfully I work from home, so I didn't need to charge the thing up from 0 to 100%. But that would be the one thing I'd have to say, is if you don't have any infrastructure around you, that's the other caveat with just not only the Porsche, any electric car, is the infrastructure. You have the issue with the range, so you can only make the batteries go so far before you can fill up. I mean, it's similar with fuel and a fuel tank, but when we get the range to 500 miles or a long, big range, then the infrastructure becomes less important. You don't need to stop so frequently, and you don't need to map your trips so you're not stuck in the middle of nowhere and have to wait 4 days, 5 days, 6 days for the thing to charge. Once the range gets extended, the infrastructure kind of becomes irrelevant. Not really totally irrelevant, but it's not as important. So with that being said, I really enjoyed my time with the car. I would definitely consider buying one, getting rid of the GT4 and the Raptor and just getting like a Turbo S. I think they're awesome. Yeah, they're a little pricey. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do in the pre-owned market, especially with Porsche's certified pre-owned program. They've got a really good one. That's what this car is, and it's basically a factory warranty. So I'm really anxious to see what happens there. And the next cars that come out, you know, the rumor has it they're putting this platform in one of the existing models that I think will sell a ton. So thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a bit since I put a video up. I hope you like this, getting back to the core car content there. A little bit of a sidebar with the office update. But yeah, definitely make sure you guys are subscribed. Do me a favor if you like this video. Give it the big thumbs up. It helps boost it on up in the algorithm. Make sure you guys are following Porsche the Mainline on Instagram. They're the ones who take care of all my cars. RDS Automotive Group, they're great people down there. If you go down there, let them know that Troy sent you. So make sure you guys are supporting them. Other than that, make sure you're subscribed. See you in the next video.